Today's video is about Oncidiums from Mauna Kea Orchids in Hawaii. So there's a bit of a backstory for this pseudo unboxing. We had a speaker in October for the Illinois Orchid Society, Jean Allen Ikerson. She's from Canada, and she spoke about Oncidiums, and I missed her entire talk because I was judging the show table. But at the end of her talk, she suggested, based on a question from the society, that there was a breeder out in Hawaii that you could get really good Oncidiums from. So our speaker chair, Karen, reached out and got the name of that breeder. His name is James McCulley, and he runs Mauna Kea Orchids. Now, Mauna Kea is an offshoot subsidiary of the Orchid Works, and I'm actually I don't want to say a member, I'm not even going to say a client because I haven't actually purchased from them, but they run a mailing list where you can find out what's available in Oncidium plugs every week. And I've been on that mailing list for about 4 or 5 years, but I've never ordered because it always looks like you have to put it in a really huge order of hundreds of plants, and I don't have room for that for Oncidiums. But I do really like Oncidiums, and so when Karen mailed out the Friday before Halloween saying that she's going to put an order in on Tuesday, the 2nd of November, that I really wanted to participate. And so this was almost like a project plant. She mailed out to the society and said, hey, I'm gonna put in this order, you'll pay me afterwards, here's the list of available plants. So there are about 15 to 20 available plants, and they provided pictures on Google of what the crosses look like, and I will include those in the video later. But in this box, which you can see right here, very large, are 9 Oncidiums that I ordered. They came out to $10.50 an orchid. They're in 4-inch pots, they're huge, and this is an amazing price. And what I think everyone should know is that a lot of orchid vendors in Hawaii will give orchid societies wholesale prices if you order in a group and you put in a large enough order. So Karen said that she ended up ordering over 100 plants. They all arrived at her house on Friday, and I went yesterday on Sunday to her house to pick up my order. And she had them in these big flat boxes that had come from Hawaii, and they were wrapped in tissue paper and in these plastic bags. And a lot of other society members already picked up theirs from her on Friday, close to the Chicago Botanic Garden. I really want to thank Karen for putting out all the effort and doing all the work for what turned out to be a really, really fun mini event for the society. I mean, it's just going to be great. So a lot of us ordered, since there's only like 20 plants available, a lot of us, of course, ordered the same plant. And it'll almost be like a little mini project plant to be able to compare our growing habits for these. So the plants all came in these wrapped plastic cellophane, and you can tell they came with these, can we get close up, handwritten tags. Look, that's like handwritten right there. And I don't know what types they are. They're all Oncidium hybrids, but you know, I don't know if they're like Ondontioda or whatever. So they all have little catalog numbers, like this is MAC 120, and so this is Shibumi, and this is supposed to be purple. So, and like it's not an order form. I basically sent Karen an email saying, hey Karen, this is what I like. So we'll see if I can get all these out. I had them overnight downstairs in the kitchen in the bag so that Pinto couldn't get to the leaves and eat them, because he's a vicious plant eater. This is Oncidium Franz Jewels Brilliant. And Franz Jewels, I looked up all of these, is supposed to be a deep red. And these are just really well grown plants. So bad sun, but look at that new growth coming out right there. That's really nice. Let's see. I don't think Pinto's going to participate today. He's asleep in the cat post in the other room. All right, so this one doesn't even have a name on it. It just has a tag number. So it is BV64199, which according to my thing is Hilo Firecracker by Aloha Kapoho, which is also a red. So one of the things, I love Oncidiums, and I have really wanted to add red, like a brilliant fiery red to my Oncidium mix. You know, a lot of Oncidiums are yellow and orange. I just really wanted to add a fiery red, and I have owned Nellie Eisler, but Nellie Eisler doesn't grow very well for me, and I think stuff that have a lot of ontoglossum in them just don't do well for me. I think I grow way too hot for them. All these have come in bark, and I will probably repot all of them into moss because I won't be able to keep them moist enough in bark. This is Sierra Vivacious, JW341. Vivacious, yes, Vivacious. And it's supposed to be a pink right here. But I did get some pinks. I really wanted to add like pink to my collection, purple. I do have some, like I have that Dark Star Darth Vader, but so I love Richard Mueller. I have a lot of yellow, orange Cataleas, and I'm really trying to branch out in colors. So I didn't want more sort of yellow, orange Oncidium hybrids. So this is JW231. 231 is Warm Memories Wildfire. I have described this as brick red with a yellow lip. So you see a lot of reds in this order. And I just really love this mini project kind of idea. The idea that I think about 15 members maybe decided to do this with Karen, especially since she was willing to get closer and do sort of like a drop-off meetup with lots of people to pick up their plants. And this is what I feel like Orchid Society should be like, that we do these social events surrounding orchids. So my favorite events for the Illinois Orchid Society are always like Christmas party, or when we do unpottings, not so much the lectures. I love the show table, as can be told from my other videos. So this is Francine. This is some like Dante Oda or something like IOP, I don't know. DPL1, or maybe that's 7. Francine number 3, which is red with a pink lip, and it looks a lot like Nellie Eisler. So yes, I haven't been able to successfully grow Nellie Eisler, and you can see this one is smaller than some of the other ones. Like the leaves aren't quite as wide, and I just really have problems with that. So here, look at this. So see how this one's much taller, right? Whatever's in this, like Nellie Eisler, Bergiara, whatever's in that background, I just, I'm like too hot, or I am too not moist enough to dry. So Nellie Eisler, the pseudobulbs tend to shrivel up on me. My sister also has trouble growing Nellie Eisler. She has asked me for some advice. She got it recently. I think my Nellie Eisler is still alive, but of course it hasn't bloomed in several years because it's growing under extremely sad conditions. All right, all right. Then we have Crimson, MAC 136. Crimson Pride. I've described this as red with a yellow picotee. And these just, these are 4-inch plants. There's a 4-inch pot right in here, and for $10.50. So what she did is, I think she originally said the plants were $10, and then after shipping came in, which was FedEx, Karen divided up the shipping costs among all the participants. And so my shipping came out to being 50 cents per plant, which was really good. Okay, so, and then the list is, this is probably MAC 189. Aloha Kapoho. So you saw earlier I had Hilo Firecracker by Aloha Kapoho, and this is Aloha Kapoho by itself. This is also, I just described it as a red. Right here. And then this is Alicera Takako, let's see, Takako Kenoi. I don't even know if I'm saying that correct. I'm sure it's a Japanese name that I have just murdered. So this is white with red spots, and then it has a fuchsia picotee on it. Might be a picotee lip. But let's see if I can take off the plastic on those, have a better look at it. Because this one's not that. So they came with packing tape and then some paper to keep the bark in, and then those plastic wrappings all around it. And these are just, you know, they're very, look at how fat the pseudobulbs are. All of them have really nice fat pseudobulbs, and this is just an amazing price for Oncidium. So if you got this from a local vendor at like a show, right, I think they would be asking 15, 20. Of course, they might be in bloom then, but they'd be asking a lot more. I have bought blooming size Oncidiums like this, and they've been $25. So these are blooming size. The pseudobulb is blooming size, and I am quite hopeful that these will be blooming on their like in the spring. So Oncidiums for me start spiking and blooming now when it's cooler, and then they will basically do a huge amount of blooming in the winter. I don't get a lot of blooms off of them in the summer in general, except for Miltasia, Dark Star, Darth Vader. So that is the pseudo unboxing, I don't know, unpacking of my Mauna Kea order.